Hello, this is Murray Pollok, editor of International Rental News magazine. I'm speaking to you from the ConExpo exhibition in Las Vegas. I think one of the positive themes from the show this week has been the return to spending of the larger rental companies in North America, perhaps now with European rental companies following that up. That's certainly been good news for the suppliers after several very difficult years. The show has also had a lot of new product launches, many of them linked to the Tier 4 interim engine regulations. That's affected larger machine segments and also portable compressors. In the following slides, I'll talk about some of the more important new products that were launched this week and also report on some of the discussions we've had with rental managers and owners at the show. I hope you enjoy the slideshow.
The first thing to say about the show is that it was busy with around 120,000 registered visitors. That's around 16% less than 2008, but still a very respectable number. If overall visitor numbers were down, then visitors from outside the US were higher than in 2008, with 24%, almost a quarter of all visitors coming from outside the US. That compares with 19% in 2008. As I said in the introduction, Tier 4 interim engine emission regulations had a big impact on the new equipment at the show, mainly in the larger machine segment, but also in the portable compressor sector. Pictured here, for example, are Tier 4 interim machines from Atlas Copco and also Sullair. Doosan Infracore Portable Power also had Tier 4 interim compressors on its stand. The emission regulations are also prompting some suppliers to look at alternative power sources for the compressors. Doosan, for example, showed this electric-powered compressor at ConExpo. The unit can be powered either from a mains electric supply or from a portable generator. Doosan thinks there is potential for this to be used in the rental sector. The topic of rental came up in many of the press conferences at ConExpo. For example, Olaf Persson, president of Volvo Construction Equipment, said that the company was willing to invest and in some cases buy out its franchise holders, its rental franchise holders in North America. Many of these are privately owned companies that have suffered greatly through the recession. Caterpillar has an even bigger presence in rental through its CAT rental store network run by its dealers. Chris Gustafsson, who runs CAT's rental and used equipment divisions in the Americas, told our IRN at ConExpo that its dealers in North America had a strong appetite to invest in their fleets this year. He also reinforced the message that allied equipment was a key part of the rental programme. Going back to the equipment launches at ConExpo, it was clear there was a lot of activity in the skid steer and track loader sector. Early on this year, we'd already seen new machines from Case, New Holland and Terex, and at ConExpo it was the turn of Volvo and JCB to show their latest machines. JCB and Volvo signed a manufacturing alliance last year under which JCB will produce skid steers for Volvo. At ConExpo, Volvo showed the first 9 of the machines to be built under this alliance, and at the same time JCB expanded the range that it first introduced last November, adding 2 additional models to the range. ConExpo also brought some promising signs from the rental sector. The larger North American rental companies have been reinvesting in their fleets for several months now, but Alexander Soubeau, Chief Executive of Pollok, the French aerial platform manufacturer, said that the company was now starting to see the same kinds of investment from the larger European rental companies. As a result, Pollok is going to double its production of aerial platforms this year. That doesn't mean that demand is doubling, but reflects the fact that Pollok no longer has the stock of machines that it had last year. As always at ConExpo, there were lots of aerial platforms on show. Some of the most important were on the stand of JLG Industries. The company was launching a new version of its small lift pod model and also launching in North America the Hinowa track machines that it can now sell through an arrangement with Hinowa, the Italian manufacturer. Pride of place though went to JLG's latest Ultra Boom and the largest telescopic machine it's ever made, the 1500 SJ. JLG already makes a 150-foot model, an articulated machine that's been out for many years, but the company says this new machine makes the 150-foot market more accessible because it shares the controls with the other Ultra Boom models and is also much easier to transport. Also new from JLG is the 10.4 metre 340 AJ articulating boom, which fills a gap that's existed for around 10 years since the phasing out of the old 34 HA model. This new machine weighs less than 4,500 kilograms and has gradability of around 45 degrees. A JLG spokesman told IRN it was a rental specification super tough model that would go just about anywhere. The big aerial platform launch from Terex AWP were the new Genie 69RT family of rough terrain scissors. These replace 12-year-old GS 2668RT and 3268RT models. One big change is a 40-foot model for the first time. All three in the new range are drivable at full height, something that Terex says is a first in the industry for a 40-foot rough terrain model. A significant change is a 30% increase in power for the dual fuel models. Snorkel, meanwhile, showed a wide range of new machines, including a new 62-foot articulated boom and a 66-foot telescopic machine, both additions to the Polaris range of machines. Also on show was the first of its new range of double-deck scissors. The largest of these, a 60-foot S6090RT, was shown as a preview machine. Snorkel says this will be about 40% cheaper than other 60-foot rough terrain models on the market because it's being built as a volume machine rather than a niche product. The company is yet to decide whether it will go into full production on this model. In the truck-mounted aerial sector, it was European manufacturer Palfinger that made a big impact. The company already owns a small utility manufacturer called ESI, but at ConExpo it showed in North America for the first time one of its large European machines, the 100-metre plus model. This is being targeted at the wind turbine sector and will attract US owners because it has a crane carrier chassis. This makes it well suited to transport around wind turbine sites. Looking again at site equipment and at a completely different scale is this compaction machine from Chicago Pneumatic. Chicago Pneumatic's an old brand owned by Atlas Copco, but now it's being used as a global brand for a range of light construction equipment, including compressors, generators, lighting towers, compaction equipment and hydraulic tools. In fact, Atlas Copco signalled a change in its branding strategy for the light compaction machines. They used to be branded Dynapack, but will now be sold in North America under the Chicago Pneumatic brand and in the rest of the world under the name Atlas Copco. Pictured here at ConExpo is Paul Sowerby, Sales and Marketing Director of All Light Sites, the Australian manufacturer of lighting towers and pumps. Mr. Sowerby told IRN that the company was planning to start the manufacture of lighting towers at a new facility in Dubai in the Middle East. That is just one component of a strategy that aims to almost triple turnover to 500 million Australian dollars by 2015. Chinese manufacturers again made a big impression on the show, even more so than in 2008, with companies like Sany, Louis Gong, Sunward and Shantui all with big stands. This bulldozer is one of the first products to be launched in North America by Shantui. It's the smallest model that the company makes and it is the first of many to be launched by Shantui in the country. Chinese manufacturer Louis Gong made headlines at the show by announcing its acquisition of European manufacturer HSW. The Polish company makes bulldozers, wheel loaders and backhoe loaders among other machines. In addition to giving it new products, the factory will give Louis Gong a manufacturing base in Europe. Louis Gong said it would start to manufacture other products at the facility, including excavators, as soon as possible. Rental managers came to ConExpo from all over the world. Pictured here, for example, on the left is Lee Ainsworth, CEO of Coates Hire in Australia. On his right is Andrew Aitken, Managing Director of National Hire, the part owner of Coates Hire. Mr. Ainsworth told IRN that Coates would be investing over €320 million in its fleet this year, and that similar levels of investment will be made in the next 2 years. This is to exploit the enormous growth in Australia's construction and natural resources markets.
I hope that was interesting. Thanks a lot for watching. You can read more about these products and many more in the upcoming issues of International Rental News and also Access International magazine. And we will next be broadcasting from the International Rental Exhibition, which takes place in Amsterdam, the Netherlands, from the 7th to the 9th of June. Hope to see you there.